Hello, what's up, guys? It's Will back once again for a betting recap. It's going to be my betting recap for the month of February that's just past us. We had the 4 events there, which was fantastic. And basically, this is where I go through my monthly check to see whether I profited, whether I made some money, whether I beat the bookies, all that jazz. So we're going to go through the 4 events that we had, 4 UFC events we had for the month of February, and see if I can continue off from a good start in January, where I made a couple of units and really got off to a good start, which is something I always look for in January. It's just to be in profit some way. So yeah, basically how this runs is I just go through all my bets I had for the month of February, whether I made some profit on it or not, some of the things that hopefully that I might learn, and some of the spots that I should have probably have stayed away from. So looking forward to kind of talking about this. If you're new to the channel, please throw a subscribe. Please sub to the channel. Throw a thumbs up if you can. And yeah, like I say, I think from today I'm going to put my Patreon. I'm going to make it live. I'm still a little bit apprehensive about that. So you can come and support my YouTube channel, and you can support me. I'm going to have a bunch of stuff on there where you can help just support the channel pretty much. So yeah, let's get into this here. I'm going to take you to my Bet MMA tips. I'll show you the bets that I made through the month of February, and we'll go on about it. So I see Ginge there. I hope you're well. Afternoon, Will. Afternoon. Hope you're very well. It's nice and sunny here in Scotland for a change, and it's actually a little bit of warmth, which is quite nice. So yeah, let's get into this. I'm going to bring this screen up. I'm going to move into this, and there we go. So we are going all the way back to February the 6th. UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas, which was headlined by Alexander Volkov against Alistair Overeem. And here's the bets that I had for this card. So, you'll see the very first one up there. Alexandre Pantoja against Manel Cape. This was one I really liked the read on. I thought, for the simple reason, I thought Manel Cape, this is a massive jump up against a well-established UFC. I think a top 5 UFC guy, right about that top 5. Guy who's very dangerous in a lot of aspects, but also I thought that Cape deserved maybe someone else. I think it was a big jump going from who he'd faced in Japan. I know he'd faced some guys in Japan, Horiguchi and Kaya Sakura and so on. But then he's moving to Pantoja, who's fought the best guys in the division. He's fought the champion of the division. I thought he fought a tough fight against the champion of the division. And you can see I was fairly confident. 3 units on there, cashed that one. It got a little bit close in some spots, but just the overall UFC experience, the better all-around fighter, in my opinion, showed. 3 units, 2.4 units for a nice profit there. This guy right here, Beneil Dariush, just an absolute money train for me. And I'll go into this here, and you can look at his fights. So ever since this loss right here against Alexander Hernandez, I've literally bet him on every fight. Moises, Dober, Camacho, Close, Holtzman, Ferreira. What I liked about kind of these fights, he kind of played a little bit safe. He tried to get some of that confidence back, but since then, he's just went on and blitzed people and shown the guy that he is. So to get him at some of the numbers I have, this is obviously not the numbers that I got, but to cash in him 6 straight times shows that he's a bit of a money train for me. And I like Beneil Dariush as a fighter. I think he can win some massive fights in that division. So 2.5 units at plus 105, getting dog odds on that. I was all over that. If I was betting him at minus money, I'm 100% going to be betting him at plus money here. And I thought he showed his true class. Top 10 guy in that division. Not saying that Carlos Daigle isn't. I think he's a very dangerous fighter and deserves to be in that top 10 as well. I just love Beneil Dariush as a fighter. So I think that he's got a great skill set, and he's cashing for me and making me some great profit. This was a parlay here I was very confident in. Alexander Volkov. I was thinking about playing him straight, actually, and going very big, just as a straight bet. But I'm one of these people, I don't really like betting anything much higher like the minus 175. So I had to make the decision if I could find a parlay piece to parlay him up a couple of units. This here, to me, minus 250, I thought surefire parlay piece. I didn't see Nonetheless Valiev got him out there in the first. I didn't see how they had the opportunity to get him out of there. And Valiev's not really known as a finisher. So that one cashed nicely there. This one here, I just like that fight in general, pretty much. But I thought that it had the opportunity to get into the late rounds. I thought it'd be maybe a little bit of a staring match. I thought that Overeem would maybe make it a little bit closer initially and maybe not throw so much. But Volkov was very aggressive, came forward, and never got the opportunity to cash that there. This is one of my favourite prop bets that we can make over here in the UK. I actually cashed one at the weekend there. So it's like Volkov to win in rounds 4-5 or decision. Obviously, never got halfway through the second. But a 1 unit shot on that, I'll take that for the majority points at plus 275. I'm all over that. This was another one here, which was very, very close to cashing. Odie Osborne looked fantastic. Got that done in 30 seconds. Looked all the odds number that he was, minus 200. This was another one I really liked. I thought, obviously, if I'm thinking it's going into these later rounds, then I'm thinking over 1.5 is going to hit. And at minus 200, I thought that's another parlay piece that I love. And of course, it was like 25 seconds short of what it would have been. So never came through in that one. But 4.43 unit profit for the night to start off February. A really good way to get things going for the month. UFC 258. So Alexa Grasso against Macy Barber. Loved the read I had in this one. I just thought she was the more superior technical girl. I thought that she could start off quick, and she's shown a kind of evolution of her skill set is really mixing things up very, very well. And I wanted something under minus 125. When I seen it get down to minus 110, all over that 2 unit bet for a nice little profit there. Andre Ewell, this is one of the worst bets I kind of made in the month. This was one that I kind of jumped on. And I realised I wasn't too sure. I thought this was going to be a closer fight than initially suggested. And I thought it was close initially. I thought Andre Ewell pretty much won that first round except for getting dropped at the end of the first. So he probably ended up losing it in all seriousness. But at those odds for how close the fight was for maybe the first 7-8 minutes, not bad. I just think I could have probably picked a better spot there. But that's a loss in that one there. This one here, I actually should have put more on. Bilal Muhammad, Kamaru Usman parlay, minus 275, minus 300. I'm not one of these guys that likes to kind of eat the chalk too much, especially this high, but I thought these were two surefire parlay legs that were going to hit. Minus 122. I don't really like betting parlays. Like, I like them over around plus money, if not higher than plus money. But this here was, for me, I felt surefire. 3 units, I was on that. Easy profit. This one here, Kelvin Gastelum against Ian Heinisch. Everyone seemed to be in the Heinisch side. I thought there was a little bit of value at minus 200. I thought he was just a better fighter. Turns out he was. And then Gabe Green against Phil Rowe. Fight starts round 2, minus 200. Things like these, to me, are easy parlay pieces. And if I can look, I'm someone that looks at parlays pretty much straight off the bat, see where I can put guys together, spots together. And then by the end of the kind of week there, if I can find the right spots for numbers like this, plus 125 for 2.5 units of profit, I'm all over that. So a really good card. The only loss was Andre Ewell. 5.27 units to come off the 4.43 from the week before. So I'm already rolling into February here. And then we continue on. UFC Fight Night 185, back obviously still in Vegas. Phil Hawes against Nasiruddin Imavov. I just think, like I say, you see progressions of fighters. And I see the progression with Phil Hawes as a fighter to go in there. And I thought that he could grapple up a little bit. I thought he could have the more dynamic strikes. I didn't think he could clinch up as much as what he would, but I think he had to do that initially. Came through a sticky spot in the third round for minus 110. I like that odds personally. I like the dog odds that we had before the first initial fight was cancelled, but I'll still take that all day long. Jared Gordon against Danny Chavez. I think this was a recency bias bet on a lot of people for the simple reason that Chavez looked fantastic against TJ Brown, and he did. I gave him props for it. But this guy here is, when he gets to guys, when he's fighting guys this level, he can grind them out, and that's what he did in this fight here. So that line started to move. Plus 110, I seen plus 120, plus 125. I thought, right, I'm in at that. 1.5 units for 1.88 of profit. Nate Landwehr against Julian Rosa. I'm one of these guys. I don't think Julian Rosa will have all that many fights in the UFC, many wins in the UFC. And initially it came out, it started okay. He kind of clipped him, put him to a knee, but then Rosa got back up and then starched him with a knee. So it is what it is. Nate is kind of susceptible to taking those big shots and eating some of them and going down from them. It's just not the greatest bet, but I thought at -110 against a guy who I don't think is going to have many wins, I thought if that fight went on, I think he would have hurt Rosa a little bit more as well. It is what it is. This one here, I wanted no part of this fight. Sheena Dobson against Casey O'Neill, which I thought Casey was super green. Someone I kind of know a little bit about, but Sheena Dobson, to me, not great, especially with the record. She's coming off a lot of hype with the Agapova win. But when I looked at this, like, she was -150, and I thought, that's not bad. I've seen people play her straight. When I seen this here, +350 inside the distance for O'Neill, I liked O'Neill to win the fight. And I thought, with the way she fights, I thought this is a great bet. +350, 1 unit on that, great profit. This was supposed to be a parlay, and I completely forgot who the other person was. I think it was Drakkar Close. It was 2 units straight on Derek. That fight to hit round 2. Hit round 2, ended in round 2, so a little bit of profit there. So 6.26 units of profit for that event there. And then we move on to the last card that we had at the weekend there, which was Cyril Gane against Jairzinho Rosenstrike in our main event. The big boys in the little cage again. You guys, if you watch my predictions, you know that I bet this guy pretty much every fight, and he started off great. I was like, yes, like if he can do anything like that in the second round, then we've got an opportunity to get this win here. Came out there, definitely won the first. Magomed Ankalaev kind of took over in rounds 2 with his grappling. It is what it is. At that number, +275, I'm glad I took the shot. It's not a big loss, so I'll take on. This is a bad bet. This isn't a great bet. I was so -2 units on Alexander Hernandez, lost to Thiago Moises. The line, I was just thinking, moving on to this camp, I still thought he could have a close fight here, but I didn't think he would lose 30-27. The fact this guy had his hand in the air, thinking he won that fight when he clearly lost every round. Maybe the first round was close, but I still think he lost every round of that fight. -188, it's a kind of mooks betting at that one there. Considering what's coming up next, where I should have put this probably on this. But I like the spot there for Hernandez. I thought that we're going to see more progression from him. I was assuming there was going to be more progression, but the guy who was showing more progression with his overall game is the younger guy coming through. He's beat a couple of really noticeable guys, and he came out there and he dominated. So this is not a good bet. This is probably my worst bet alongside Andre Ewell of the month. But it was only 2 units, so it wasn't a big hit there. This is the one here I regret for the whole month of February. Ronnie Lawrence against Vince Cashiero. When I did my predictions, I wasn't overly sure. I wanted to kind of stay away, but because I do my predictions so early on in the week, it kind of changes by it gets to Friday when you find out a little bit more, watch a little bit more, watch interviews, see how the mindset is. He went in there and he looked every bit of this number and double that as well. He should have probably -400, -500. Looked fantastic, looked okay in the feet, but his grappling, his tenacity, just his cardio was non-stop. He's going to be a fun fighter to watch going forward. A guy that I'm sure a lot of people will bet on, but you're going to get bigger numbers than this. He's not going to be that number for the next couple of fights, I don't reckon. So I should have went at least 4 units at -160. Is what it is. Still cashed the bet. Went through well there. This was a parlay here. I think I kind of got a little bit lucky here. Cyril Gane won comfortably. Very, very comfortably. I mean, 50-45 as easy as you could really see. He didn't really exert himself too much, and Jairzinho really just kind of shut the bed. Made this late on Saturday night. Once the line came down from -275, hit -250, -175. This was when I was struggling to find a piece for Gane, but I quite liked the Jacoby set, and especially after Grisham missed weight, I thought that was an opportunity. He would maybe start to feed, and he did. But I still actually think that Grisham probably deserved to maybe get the nod in that one there, in all honesty. So a little bit of luck on my side. 2 units +120, 2.4 units of profit. And this one here, I actually kind of regret a little bit because I love this number. Like, to win in rounds 4 or 5 a decision, the guy can pick you apart for 25 minutes. We've seen that now, and that's something going forward. A line like this I'm going to look for. Does he have to be more exciting? I think he probably does if he has to put himself up in the top parts of that division. But this guy, I think, can outpoint a lot of fighters with his style. So +188, 1 unit there. This is what it led to, 2.53 units of profit. And I actually was going to bet Cyril Gane by decision at +300, and I pussied out of that one a little bit. But so the month of February was fantastic for me. 4 events, 4 wins, another month there that I've won, which is fantastic. We'll go down here, I'll show you where we're at for the year so far. 2021, 21.9 units won already, 38% ROI, and when you see green across the board and 6 and 1 events for the year for this, I've been blessed to have the start to this year betting wise, and hope it continues this week. I like some spots this week. UFC 259, 18.49 units of profit for February alone, which to me, with my bet sizing, I won £2,311.25 for the month of February. So a huge month, my biggest betting month ever by far, and really sets me up for the rest of 2021, where just a really, really, really good month. And I cannot really... Oh, is that the sun there that's shown out a little bit? It is a little. Just a great month overall, so I cannot complain at all. The dog's trying to get in the door here, so I'll go into this in here, guys. I'll just go in here. Darius is just tough. He really is. Fantastic fighter. Moy's audio. Sorry, brother. Today I drank Guarana from Brazil and not brew from Scotland. I feel ashamed. Still plenty of time to get the brew out, Moy. So, yeah, I've actually got some in the fridge myself. I'll have a little bit later. Thank you for the donation there. It's much appreciated, my brother. Thank you so much. O'Neill, a good call. I think so too. Did you see my draw bet? No, I did not. Did you call the draw? That's pretty amazing. Good cash in that one. King of Draw from Call Me Touch, CMT. Who did you bet on? I think that was the draw in the women's fight there. Thomas, what's up, mate? Killing it well. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that. It's been just a great start to the year. A lot of people have been struggling. I'm kind of seeing spots really clearly, which is nice, and I'm making good decisions. UFC 259, I like this betting card, and I think there's live dogs all over the card. I'm praying that they keep this fight card in one spot with no cancellations, because there's so many good fights on this card throughout. So yeah. How much is one unit for you? Mine says £125 per unit. So yeah, so if I'm betting 2 units, it's 250 quid. That's what I'm betting. So if I'm betting 3 units, it's 375. I'm betting 1 unit, £125. I don't know what that equates to in dollars, maybe like $175 per unit. So I've built that. I built that up from, it used to be very low, but if you see my record, I've been profitable for the last 4 years. I've just built that gradually, 50, 100. This year I made the move to 125. At some point this year, if I continue the way I am, I might move up again to 150, maybe even 200, which is kind of scary to be betting that much when you're betting well over £1,000 a card, but it is what it is. If you've got the money there, which I have, and I've built it all up, then you've got to try and attack and try and make more of it. But you have to remember, you're going to have your up and your downs. I'm on a great streak at the minute. Hoping that can continue, but I know there's going to be events where I'm going to dip and I'm going to lose. But I'm one of these guys that I don't seem to lose like big amounts. I always like 1 or 2 units I'll lose, so a couple of £100, it's not a big loss. So Kevin here's like, units, I always hear people about betting them. Where and how do you bet them? What site? So a unit is just what your bet size, pretty much. Everyone's got different bet size: $10, $20, $50. Some people are $1,000 a unit. The big ballers are $1,000. I know some really sharp guys out there with big units. That's just is what they refer it to as well. So for me, I very rarely bet over 5 units in a fight. I think I've did it one time probably with Cage Warriors actually last year. So if I'm betting like say 1 unit, it's £125 straight off. So yeah. Kyler Phillips, we'll see. How did you score Munoz Rivera? I thought Munoz clearly won 30-27 to me. And then 29-28. I had it 30-27, but 29-28 for that fight is absolutely fine in that one as well. Jimmy Rivera's a tough bastard, though, like a really tough guy, and much respect to him. I look forward to that third fight if they decide to make it down the line. But I think Jimmy will be wanting a little bit of rest because that leg got chewed up badly. Thanks from Kevin there, appreciate it. Tyler, so many calf kicks. I mean, the guy's a destroyer, and this was brought up actually. There's some people going about the Cody Garbrandt fight, and he was eating those leg kicks, which probably initially made him start throwing heavy leather and just going at one another, and that's initially how he got knocked out. So those leg kicks are something serious. But yes, guys, this is just my betting recap. 18.4 units of profit for that event. Big profit for me. So I'm looking forward to this card. I think a lot of people are really looking forward to this card if they can keep it all together, because there is great fights everywhere. The 3 title fights, obviously. The prelims are stacked. I think the UFC Fight Pass prelims are amazing as well. So, like I say, I'll bring up the odds here for UFC 250. I might as well just bring it up there while I've got it. I can jump back into the page there. And then we're back into here. So, to me, I'm just looking at this here. I'm not going to name them off before my predictions tonight. I'm going to be out to have my predictions out tonight, guys. I'll leave a link on Twitter. You can come and join me there, and you can join in the chat. I'd be much appreciated if you could do that. But like, if I'm looking at this now, I'm looking at dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dogs that I think I like at least in this fight card, which I think I love cards like these where there's many options. I'm looking at parlay pieces. I think there is viable parlay pieces throughout the card as well. Like I said, I don't think I'll have any props. Maybe have one. I've got my eye on a little bit. But like I say, there are spots here that I really like. So I'm probably going to be attacking some dog plays this week. I'm going to have a parlay as well. But I can maybe see me having 3 underdog bets and a parlay and maybe a prop bet. So, like I say, I have nothing down for this card already. I have one for this card. This guy right here I've bet already, but I got him at plus 163. He's plus 125. So I'm well on the right side of the line value there. He just needs to come out and win the fight now. So, yeah, just a really good start to the year, guys. How many new champs do you think? I don't know. Possibly just the one, but we will see. Guys, I appreciate you for sticking around with me for the last 23 odd minutes. I will be about tonight to break down UFC 259, Blachowicz against Adesanya. I will post a link on Twitter. Come and join the chat. And yeah, come and join me there and we can chat about some fights. I'm really amped up for this fight card. Until later on tonight, guys, the sun is trying to get in my way here, which is something that doesn't really happen in Scotland. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you don't already. And until later on, all the best.